You're watching CBS 8 Mornings at 6.
Thank you so much for joining us here at 6 a.m., taking us back to that Barrio Logan zip trip when we all went to Los Cuatros Milpas.
That food that we got, it was like the most comforting, cozy.
Seeing the tortillas made. Good stuff. We're hungry this morning, apparently. I'm Eric Connors.
And I'm Dada Iranpour. Let's start with meteorologist Evan Irani. I think have the morning, lunch, dinner, whenever. That's a great spot.
So.
They open early in the morning, and that line is out the door from the second they open. So be ready for it. It is going to be a sunny day out across San Diego County. A few clouds that have started to build this morning are kind of the precursor to what will likely be a more overcast start to the morning tomorrow. But today is a slow and steady build in that direction. By the afternoon, we're expecting mostly sunny skies, especially inland toward the mountains and deserts. Notice that those temperatures are warm yet again today, widespread 80s for your inland valleys, even upper 80s at that. It is likely to be the warmest day of the week today, and then we'll be talking in just a few minutes about a gradual cool down that will come toward the upcoming weekend and early next week. Then, Eric, back to you.
Okay, still a pretty nice looking forecast there. Thank you, Evan. In a couple of hours, we're going to get a closer look at demolition right here on the Oceanside Pier.
Of course, this is all coming after the fire back in April. CBS 8's Regina Yarita live in Oceanside now with what's going to be happening next here at the pier. Regina.
Yeah, guys, and this is all starting around 9 a.m. At that time, we're probably going to see more people on the pier, so they're really going to see the process of what begins today. Now, the pier will still be open as the demolition portion of the pier, or at least the end of the pier, the burnt area. The demolition will start. Now, back in April is when a fire broke out on the end of the pier, burning down the old Ruby's Diner and the brine box next to it. Harbor Police, the Coast Guard, and firefighters rushed to put out the flames, but this is now the aftermath. You can kind of see the level of damage, significant damage the fire left to the pier. This is a historical pier that's been around for decades. Oceanside locals love walking on it, and they were concerned of what would happen to it. Right now, the rest of the pier remains open to the public. A couple weeks ago, construction crews were busy adding scaffolding and plywood subflooring beneath the pier to prevent any burned wood or toxic debris from falling into the ocean during this process. So back out here, as I mentioned, the pier is still open to the public, but you'll probably see crews coming in and out as they work on really repairing the burnt portion of it, which is the end of it. It's still blocked off, so no one is allowed to even go into that area. But of course, we'll keep you guys updated as it starts at 9 a.m. Also, thanks back to you guys.
Regina, thank you for the update. Right now, Oceanside Police asking for your help finding a man they say is connected to a homicide. The department released surveillance pictures of the man. You see it on your screen here. Police say he was last seen at the Oceanside Transit Center on October 4th. That same day, police say there was a homicide about a mile and a half away on South Myers Street near South Pacific Street. You're asked to call police if you know anything.
A preliminary hearing continues today for a former Marine accused of murdering his girlfriend in 2016. 41-year-old Raymond McLeod fled the country after the death of Crystal Mitchell. He was apprehended in 2022. The defense argues the death was an accident that happened during sex. Mitchell's mother was in the courtroom yesterday.
Seeing him sit there and act all professional and stuff, all I could think of was that night in that room and how he brutally beat and murdered my daughter. And then comes to court and sits there like he has a defense.
Oh, that was the victim's mother there. The hearing is expected to last through tomorrow. We'll bring you updates. Well, today, the man accused of trespassing on a boat owned by Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg here in San Diego is expected to make his first court appearance. It happened Saturday along the Embarcadero. Officers found the man on the smallest of 3 vessels at the dock there. One of them is a $300 million mega yacht, which now needs more boats, apparently, to take care of. Police believe the man was under the influence of methamphetamine.
This morning, all westbound lanes of the 905 in Otay Mesa are back open after a deadly crash. It happened around 2:30 yesterday afternoon near Britannia Boulevard, and lanes reopened several hours later around 11 last night. At least one person died. Another is being treated at a hospital, but we don't know the extent of that person's injuries. Border Patrol is leading the investigation. And new information here this morning on the City of San Diego's efforts to help people experiencing homelessness.
The Safe Sleeping program is expanding. Plus, the mayor is about to give an update on the Safe Parking program. CBS 8's Chris Groh live in Claremont now near one of those sites. Chris, what's the latest?
Yeah, good morning, Eric and Netta. Look, we're here inside Rose Canyon where we are going to be getting an update from the mayor at 8 a.m. on the safe parking sites. There's 4 of them that operate here in the city of San Diego, and they're also going to be highlighting what they are calling the success of this program so far, as many unhoused individuals resorting to sleep in their vehicles use these sites here to obviously be safer, to be in a safe space. So what this also does, though, of course, is that it also helps connect them to resources meant to lead to more permanent housing. In fact, the city says at this site alone, 67% of clients have been linked to, quote, more secure living environments. Now, this comes as the Safe Sleeping program is being expanded. That is another program, but also meant to also aid those that are unhoused. This was started to offer those living on the streets an alternative to a traditional shelter. Well, we're now learning that about 180 additional tent spaces have been created at one of those sites and 50 additional tent spaces at another site. That first site getting 180 spaces as at the O-Lot site for Safe Sleeping, and then the 50 additional spaces will be going to the 20th and B site. That'll bring up the city-wide total to about 760 tents. Now, today's update again on the safe parking program will be coming here at 8 a.m. We will be here to follow along to see what other type of statistics that they will be offering here from the city. But until then, and for now, we'll send things back to you, Eric and Netta.
All right, Chris, thanks for the latest there.
Chilly nights and mornings.
Yeah.
I'll say. Those big, like, Sherpa jackets.
Yeah.
I keep keeping an eye on. I want one of those.
I like it. I mean, hey, it's, and meanwhile, we're talking about like upper 50s overnight.
Right, yeah, seriously.
That is like, it is the tundra
time.
for me.
Yeah, the folks in the Midwest are like, it's like 30s.
Literally,
Yeah, it was
exactly.
snowing in upstate New York.
And I was going to say, we're even talking about that next trough of low pressure that comes in. I mean, for us, it's just going to be a little colder into next week. But for other parts of the country, we're talking snow. So I have to sometimes jog my memory of it is October. Other parts of the country are going to be dealing with quite a bit of snow. We, on the other hand, have just cooler temperatures, cloudier skies in the forecast by early next week. Still no rain in even our extended 10-day models. We stay dry today. It's expected to be the warmest day of the week at 87 degrees inland on average. Ramona is expected to hit 90 this afternoon. It's 11 degrees warmer than their average. So it'll be a nearly summer-like day. Notice that there are a few clouds building. This isn't too concerning just because of the lack of density to these clouds and how scattered they are. But just keep in mind that you may be under a few clouds to kick off the morning. By the afternoon, we'll be under sunshine. Here's what we're talking about as far as your current temperatures out the door. 56 right now in Oceanside, 51 in Poway, 52 in El Cajon. Ramona, hey, that's a spot that might be a little chilly to start off the day at 46 degrees. Escondido's at 52. So these temperatures are going to warm their way to the 70s and 80s by the afternoon. We have changes, though, coming pretty quickly on the 10-day temperature trend. And this kind of tells that bigger weather story, which is that between now and Sunday, we have minimal day-to-day changes, but they generally take us in a cooler direction. That real drop in temperatures comes by the beginning of next week. So a trough of low pressure is starting to make its way in our direction, but generally between now and Sunday, that ridge of high pressure is still to the south of us. That ridge gets nudged off to the west, and a trough sinks in. It dips down the jet stream, meaning all of that cold air from the Gulf of Alaska gets sent in our direction. And so for all of next week, those temperatures are likely to be on the cooler side of average. Remember, Thursday of next week is your Halloween. So factor that into any plans you have. Overnight lows are going to be a little chillier, likely in the low 50s, even upper 40s for most of the county. Let's check in on traffic this morning, see how your roads are doing so far. It has been a quiet morning, but hey, we've got a lot here that is populating the screen. Let's zoom in first to what we had just a couple hours ago. This one was the first to pop up, and it is a crash on the right-hand shoulder blocking University. But as you can see, looks like there's a couple more crashes that are now taking place and that are causing even more delays. Plenty of stop-and-go traffic in the Normal Heights area. It's number 1 lane blocked on the 805 where it meets the 8. That's the first one to mention. Second thing that could also be causing some delays is this. You got 2 lanes blocked on the 805 It's the 805 northbound at Murray Ridge Road. So plenty of delays in that about general Normal Heights, North Park area headed northbound on the 805. Better option for you would likely to be to switch over to the 5, where you're looking at no stop and go traffic. In fact, just smooth speeds, 65 miles per hour. Let's take a look at border wait times as you start off the day. San Ysidro Port of Entry, 110-minute wait right now. So nearly 2 hours it's going to take you to get across. Otay Mesa Port of Entry is going to be about an hour and a half. Ned and Eric.